Today we're going to be taking a look at AK Interactive's streaking grime for light grey ships and how to apply weathering details to a 1:350 scale model. Hi guys, it's James here. Welcome to another video. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've had a few questions on the Facebook page about how to weather models. So if you've been a subscriber to the channel and watched a video a few weeks ago, I applied the streaking grime to my Oliver Hazard Perry ship and also the Coronado you see in front of you and also the Ticonderoga. So I put the streaking grime on. You can see here, hopefully, I've decided to shoot the video in 4K, by the way, so if you'd like this, let me know in the comments below. But basically what I've tried to do is basically add some of the detail here is the weathering of the streaking grime, and then you sort of slowly use low odor thinners to stretch it down, thin it out a little bit and allow it to dry, and it allows for some really good weathering of the ship. So I thought I'd give you a quick demo on how I did that. So as I've already done the weathering on most of the ships, one I haven't done is the Illustrious you see here in front of you. I did a bit of a seascape diorama review and tutorial on this a couple of months ago, I think it was, of the actual base, but I'm going to add some more streaking grime onto the port side of the hull here now, live in one take as it were, so hopefully I don't mess this up. But in order to do that, there's a few little bits and things you need. First off, you need the, see if you can see that, here we go, AK Interactive. It's AK305 streaking grime for light grey ships, and as it's a enamel based product, you also need some sort of medium tool in order to wipe away, clean your brushes, and to also thin out the paint, the grime detail on the actual model itself. So I've got this low odor thinners here so you don't stink the entire house out. So you need these two of these handy. And I also recommend having two brushes. So you want one for actually applying the streaking grime, and then a second one for the actual thinning out, spreading around the actual sort of donkey work with the low odor thinners. So let's get cracking. So first off, and very important, make sure you have applied a coat of gloss varnish to your model before you do any of this, and allow it a good couple of days to dry, and not just dry, to cure. So it's got to be rock hard so you don't make any damage to the actual model itself. Then give the streaking grime a good old shake. It can settle, it's not too bad, but if you give it a good old shake first, hopefully get rid of any of that to worry about. And then what we're going to do is, hopefully you can see on the side of the ship here, I'll try and zoom in a little bit. Do it here. I've already applied a bit of detail. I think this was a sepia oil paint when I first did it. But basically what we're going to try and do is anywhere that seawater could start rusting or eroding any of the metal here, we basically want to put a little dot or two or even a line on the actual model, and then we'll use the thinners to basically stretch that line down and thin it out so that it feels a bit more real. So we put a little bit on the brush first, and a nice small tip brush, decent quality brush, not too much, and then we'll start. So it's a few little drips and drabs, and try and be very gentle. Obviously I'm doing this on the camera so I don't want it to be quite that thick, James, but never mind. You can clear that up. Anywhere you think they might have rust. And an important thing is obviously go from the top down. You don't want to defy gravity. Let's just do that bit there. It's a good place to stop. Yeah, so a few little bits and bobs here and there. You don't want to overkill it, because it's always nice to have a bit of variety. Make the grime different lengths, because obviously it's trying to be as realistic as possible. You don't want it to look rubbish. So anywhere that you think it will work, so there we go, that should do enough for now. And then this is why you needed two brushes. So this is the second brush here. I find it a little bit easier with a wider tip, to be honest with you, but I'm sure you can do it with a thinner one if you wanted to. So you put a bit of thinners on, and then what I'm going to try and do is start stretching it down. So the idea is to try and sort of tackle it from both the left and the right side. And then once you start doing that, slowly, it starts to thin down, so that you can get some nice, good streaking. Now, it's a bit of a play by ear, and I haven't done it too many times myself, but you want to try and, let's make this one go all the way down to the waterline, say. So we're going to try and make it nice and thin, but still be thick enough so that you can imagine there's some streaks going on there. And just keep working your way along. Remember, nice and smooth, both sides. And then we'll let gravity do the rest. So hopefully that shows you a little bit of how we actually managed to do this. So this is now the other side of the ship, the starboard side. So what I did is I did this side off camera first as a bit of a test. And so this has been drying for about 10-15 minutes. So you can still see where the thinners was applied, but hopefully you get a bit of an idea as to how this can look. So obviously this has got the original CPU underneath it, so it's a bit of a double whammy. But you can see when this starts to dry, it really adds a level of depth to the kit. The Illustrious obviously is now being turned into Razor Blades, which is very, very sad. But it was a very old ship when it was decommissioned, so there's a good amount of rust and weathering that was present on it anyway. And the beauty about the thinners and the AK product is it's very slow drying. So, you know, the short version, if you think, oh crikey, I've mucked it up, you can just use thinners to basically wipe 99% of it away and then do it again if you really don't like what you've done. So there you have it. That's a quick tutorial on how to use AK305 streak and grind for light grey ships. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like this as a sort of tutorial on the channel, let me know. Do something a bit different to do. And if you haven't watched any of my videos before, first of all, welcome, and yeah, have a look at the channel. There's playlists splattered around all over the place, and if you like what you see, please just consider subscribing. So until next time, thanks for watching and happy modelling. Bye bye.